What is going on, everyone? We're back here again with the Miami Dolphins connected franchise. As you can see, we had an abysmal record, 3-13, and I think it's tied for the worst. And I think the Lions get the first pick just because they had one division win and we had two. So we're gonna jump into some stats real quick. For stats, Reed Winslow kind of finished out strong. He had 4,000 passing yards. 25 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. We'd like to see those go down, but still not terrible for a rookie. 58 per completion percentage, which was pretty bad. The yards per game is okay. The rating's not great, and the yards per attempt I think is a little on the average side. So not a bad start for Winslow, but we'll see how he goes from here. This year, running back by committee, Henry just didn't get all that carries, and he finally got hurt like 2/3 of the way through the season. Drake got quite a bit, and then Balaj really took the brunt of the load, trying to see where he get him some development. Receiving, Kenny Stills had a really good year, and we're going to be looking to try to keep him this offseason. Guessing, not bad. Charles had a really good season with 57 catches for 880 and 7 touchdowns. So really nice to see that out of him. As Albert Wilson kind of pitched in, and so did Balaj again, and a couple other guys here down the list. Defensively, Tre'Davious Marshall lived up to what we wanted him. 113 tackles, 10 for a loss. Baker had 110 with 10 himself. Tackle for losses, we had 16, 12, 10, 10, and 10 from Zadarius Smith. For sacks, Malachi the rookie led us here with 5.5. We had 4.5 from Baker. Gottschalk pitched in with 3, and the rookie Carrington pitched in with 3.5. Zadarius Smith only had 3, so kind of not living up to that big contract we gave him. And then a couple extra guys here pitching in. Interception leader was Tre'Davious Marshall. Once again, just playing great. 4 picks, all those tackles, a couple sacks. It's got to be a Pro Bowler, I would assume. Plus defensive rookie of the year. Xavier Howard had 1. We didn't get a lot of takeaways as Morgan and Kemp also pitched in, so not great here. And for the NFL passing leaders, here we got Rodgers at top of the yards. Alex Smith had a really good season. Mariota, Trubisky, Ryan, Hansen, who I think might have been a rookie. He's probably gonna beat out our guy for rookie of the year. Or maybe not. Drew Brees, Jackson, Allen, Mayfield, Brissett. So, just a couple, Winslow was up there, so it's good to see that. Touchdowns, I don't expect him to be that high, as Rodgers had 42, and these guys all put up some pretty nice numbers. So, Dolan having a great year. Kirk Cousins only threw 4 picks. He's about the league average quarterback for a rookie. Most interceptions, he was up there though, like Luck and Brissett. Rodgers was even up there, and Winslow was right there with Mariota. So rushing yards, Elliott, monster year, 1,900, 24 touchdowns. Just kind of really outdoing Gurley, and then a couple. Here's all the 1,000-yard rushers, and then 11 just for a few guys and some 10s here. Receiving, we'll go by yardage. Allen had 1,200. Westbrook had 1184. Hamid Lake, nice rookie campaign it looks like. And here's all our 1,000-yard receivers. So some big name guys there. We might expect to see top receiving touchdowns. Browns really look like they're putting something together here. And here's some other guys. Max Williams, the tight end up there. So all the guys with 10 plus touchdowns. Defensively, Marshall was just barely behind Kendricks in all the categories except for getting more picks. So sacks, the leader, Myles Garrett had 20, Watt had 18, Lawrence had 17, Mack had 15, Jordan 15. So here's all our top pass rushers in the league. Interceptions, Darby had 7, Reed had 5, Jack had 5, and Tremaine Johnson, and then probably quite a bit of players here, including our guy with 4. that's going to be the stats. Yearly awards. The MVP goes to Ezekiel Elliott, having that monster season. A running back finally getting it over all of these quarterbacks. So, kind of happy to see that. Coach of the Year, Doug Marrone, 13-3 with the Jaguars. So, very nice season for the Jags. Here's some other of the top records. Well, NFC Offensive Player of the Year is, of course, Ezekiel Elliott, followed by the rest of these guys here. Defense Player of the Year, Luke Kuechly, Khalil Mack close behind, DeMarcus Lawrence, all these other players. Ben Curtis here having a nice rookie campaign. We'll have to look at his numbers. And here's a couple of the other guys. Not a bunch of high overalls except for Curtis. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Ellis Beeson. So 8-8. Look at him from the Buccaneers. And some of the rest of the guys. Best QB. Best running back. Best wide receiver. Best O-line. Three of the top 4 Cowboys. Best D-line here. Best linebackers. Best defensive backs. Kicker. And let's move to our division. So Blake Bortles gets Offensive Player of the Year. Must have had a really nice season to kind of outdo all these guys. Defensive Player of the Year, Miles Jack gets it. And Telvin Smith was up there. So some big numbers here for all these players. The Jaguars defense just looks stacked absolutely from all the Defensive Player of the Year awards here. Offensive Rookie, yeah, see, we'll have to look at Hanson. As he beat out Winslow, I think he was definitely picked way after also. So Hanson had a good year. I know Cash had a really good year. Charles is even in here for the running. Defense and Tre'Davious Marshall gets it. Beats out Jordan Berry and Kemp's even up here, so nice to see that. And Malachi even made it as number 9 with his 5.5 sacks, team leading. QBs, here they are. I don't expect to see our guy. Running back, I don't even think we're going to have anyone in the conversation. The same with wide receiver. I would be shocked if we see any Dolphins in any of these categories. Look at LeBlanc. He's up to a 93. Castro, Norwell. This would probably be the only place I would expect to see, but we don't have any there. D-line, I'm not expecting anybody here either. Linebacker, I would expect maybe our rookie here, and he is at number 3. I think if the team had a better season, he could be higher up. As here's the rest of these defensive backs. We're not going to really have anybody here either. Kicker, nope, not. And punter. So that's all the awards and everything. Let's get to the development. So as the season ended, we got a bunch of upgrades here. Tavares Marshall gets 3 upgrades here. Allen Madison. I keep calling him Allison. Allen Madison gets 1. Our center, Brian Robbins, gets 1. Winslow gets 1. Godcheck, Norman. Our kicker, Sanders, here is going to get 1. And our right tackle. So starting with the right tackle. He's just really bad at pass block and really bad at finesse. So let's just work on his agility, because he was even bad at run block finesse. And 2 to pass block finesse, as his confidence is kind of bringing him down. He's number 33 tackle. I think he's our starting right tackle, which, I mean, he shouldn't even be cracking that right now. Kicker. We have really good power, a low accuracy, so we'll go accurate. And he gets a 1 boost to accuracy. Good to see this. Norman Hanson, who is the 15th ranked left guard, and he's our starter. He's finishing out his rookie year, so looks like we can really work on almost anything, but power really needs to come up, and that is the scheme fit there, so we'll try to bring that up and get him better. As he gets a couple here, one to pass block power, one to run block power. Godcheck, I think we just re-signed him. He's 36. He's our best. We've got to really upgrade some of these guys pretty badly, and they got him as a finesse rusher, but with his size and everything, I don't see it, so we're going to go power rusher. I think if he really worked on power rushing, he'd be good. He gets 1 to block shed and 2 to powers plus 1 to tackle. And our quarterback, we're probably going strong arm here just because we're trying to keep him a scheme fit, but I mean, not bad numbers here. And for strong arm, we're going to get 2 upgrades, 1 to awareness and 2 to deep accuracy. So he got better at throwing down the field. Good to see that. Center, this offensive line we're really working on, and he struggles as just a run blocker in general. Really, I mean, just pretty much a pass blocking center. So let's just go power. We'll go power first. Try to get him a scheme fit here. As he gets 1 pass block power and 2 run block power. And then Madison, our guard, who is just taking off here, superstar, really looking nice here overall. Number 5th in the league. So, and he is a better power, and we're going to go power again just to keep him a better scheme fit, as he gets 1 to lead block, 2 to pass block power, run to 1 block power. And Tavetus Marshall is going to get 3 upgrades here, as he is just an absolute stud. And we're just going to start with field general, as his first one gets him nice zone, tackle, play direct, block shed, and awareness. So once again, we're probably just going to go field general. We're trying to get him higher up so we can develop other areas. So he gets play rec, pursuit, and awareness. One more here. Goes up to an 85 overall in his first year. 2 to block shed, pursuit, tackle, zone coverage, and awareness. That's it for upgrades. Here we are. We're going to view the Pro Bowl rosters. I expect Marshall to really be our only guy. So you got, here's some stars here. Quarterbacks. We're looking at AFC. We got to check out a couple guys' stats from rookies. So we'll go check that out here in a second. So no big surprises like Le'Veon Bell, Fournette, Mark Ingram, Kamara, Gurley, D. Westbrook, Cobb, Hill. Honestly shocked where I don't see Keenan Allen up in here. This is Ferris Jenkins had a nice season. Apparently Gronk is still playing. LeBlanc is up there. Staley. Yeah, not going anything here. Nope, not our center. Not our guards either. And right tackle, definitely not. We're probably terrible there. Not expecting anybody here on the D-line. Ooh, the Godcheck does make it. So nice to see that. Didn't expect that from him. As Peters. Marshall is a second. I mean, to me, he should be middle linebacker number 1, so I think that's kind of a little slight snub, but he still made it. So we got 2 so far. So we only got 2 cornerbacks. I'm definitely not expecting anything here. And our safeties were pretty terrible this year. And that is it. So we got 2. Improving slowly, getting some players there. And the Super Bowl is going to be between the Seahawks and the Chargers. So let's see how this playoffs broke down. We had the Bengals beating Cincinnati, Seattle just edging out Dallas, Houston edging out, and then New Orleans moved on. Baltimore lost to Jacksonville, and Seattle just edged out the Rams. The Chargers edged out Houston, and New Orleans beat Chicago. And then the Chargers got a convincing win here over Jacksonville, and the Seahawks just nudge out New Orleans. Who's the Chargers quarterback this year? Phillip Rivers is still there. Bortles, offensive player of the year, was not able to get his team through. So we have a Russell Wilson and Phillip Rivers Super Bowl as Brissett. I mean, had a nice game, but just couldn't get it. So let's see who wins the Super Bowl. Your Super Bowl champions is the Los Angeles Chargers, getting a 10-point win here over the Seattle Seahawks. Rivers having a really nice game. Wilson did throw an interception and got sacked twice, so QB battle here. Gordon just kind of outperforming Carson, and Justin Jackson pitching in here. Keenan Allen, man, definitely had to be MVP. 108 yards with 2 touchdowns. Mike Williams, nice game. Hunter Henry playing solid, as Crowder and Daughtry just could not edge him out. Defensively, sacks, the only one was to Melvin Ingram. And the 1 pick went to Derwin James. So the Chargers get their Super Bowl here in this franchise. So we got 14 players here to negotiate with, so let's get this underway. Kenny Stills here. I'm definitely going to keep him around. I really don't want to pay this huge contract, but we kind of need a #1 receiver, so here he is. And it looks like he decides to reject us. We're not interested here. We're not interested here. We're definitely not interested here. We're going to let Philip Dorsett go. Corey Clement go. And honestly, I think we're going to let Drake walk too. If we want to, we can do a 1-year $14 million. We'll have to look at our cap after this. Punter here wants quite a bit. 27 years old. He's been our punter for a while. Let's give it to him. And he's excited to stay with the team. Wilson, we are not going to be keeping for $20 million on 3 years. TJ Lang is gone. I like our depth here, so Harris is definitely gone. And Vince Taylor is going. Finally glad to get rid of Kiko Alonso and Dan Kilgore. So really, we're losing 14 and we're only keeping 1, and that's our punter. We'll just see if we can get Kenny Stills for under $36 million. If we lose him, I'm not gonna cry over it. So in free agency here, let's see who we got and how we can improve our team. So top running back is Tariq Cohen and Philip Lindsay. They had to let him go because they signed Le'Veon Bell. So quarterbacks, not super interested here in any of these guys. I just don't think they're really going to improve our team. And they let Phillip Rivers go after winning a Super Bowl for him. Running back, not going to quite pay out these contracts. I'm going to wait for the dust to clear a little bit, and then we'll make a offer in the next round. Wide receiver Kenny Stills looks like he's going to be getting paid here. Let's see what the baseline offer gets us. This is 94, and like the Cowboys are just willing to pay him. So Willie Snead, no. Tywan Taylor, no. Crabtree. I think we're just going to go with some young guys and try to develop them. I know that's probably terrible for our young quarterback, but I'm not seeing any real talent that makes me want to say, hey, we need this guy on our team. Tight end David Njoku. Very tempting here, and he's getting no offers. Let's give him like a 2-year offer and just pay him more. We got some cap space we can definitely work with. And an 8-point offer, see how that works, because I'm not really interested in any of these other guys. Left tackles, Trent Williams at 33 years old. We could definitely sign him and make a spot for him this year. A 2-year deal that gives us a 94-point offer. We might have to up a little bit. And that's a 96, so we're tied here. I'm probably overpaying a little bit for him, but definitely our team needs it this year. Ronald Leary, no. Yonda, we don't need interior. Right tackles, no. Not too interested here. Left end, defensive tackle. We have a young guy playing, so no here. Right end, Derek Barnett would be an interesting signing because we need a better rusher, but we're gonna hold off for now. Kerrigan, we don't need linebackers at all. If he wasn't getting a lot of offers, I wouldn't mind moving him to a defensive end and getting some better pass rush. Cornerback, none of these guys I'm interested in. I think our corners are good enough. Free safety, strong safety, Andre Howe, Malcolm Jenkins, Adrian Phillips. Let's just give, I don't want to give him a big contract. 74, they're offering 91. I wanted to shell out a little bit more money this year and next year. Our quarterback is still on a rookie contract, so I'm okay with overpaying slightly for some players for another year or two. I just don't want to give him a big, so he'll get paid some money here. I just don't want to give him a big signing bonus, because that's what's going to hurt our funds in the future. And there we go for a strong safety. Maybe Andre Howe can help us out. So let's see if we can make another move here. No running back is getting a deal. If we can come in and scoop up Tariq Cohen, I think, on a short contract, I would be a super fan of this. To really help out our running back field. Let's get him up to like an 80-point offer. $8 million a year for 2 years. Kind of like that. 78, that's good enough. Let's get Taylor on the team here for 3 years. Let's see, maybe he can honestly help us out in the receiving game, because we're losing Kenny Stills and Wilson. So, and let's move on. One thing I do want to do, I want to add Zadarius Smith to the trade block. See what we can get for him, so he is now added. We snacking Njoku on a small contract, Williams, Taylor, Howe, McDonald's. We get Tariq Cohen and Kenny Stills. He rejected, but we didn't really offer aggressive on him, so definitely like some of these signings here. Definitely think it will help the team out, and let's look at some scouting. So we're gonna have like a top 2 pick. I don't think we can. We could definitely go middle linebacker again and move to 3-4. I don't think we have the ends to play. We don't need a quarterback, even though like Parker Starkey here looks amazing. As far as defensive end, this is really good. Kevin Cloud at 6'3", edge speed rusher could definitely be our guy. Biggie finesse move 4.51 with 32 reps, so he's going to be fast with a little bit of strength. If we want to upgrade our running back, I really like this 6'3", 230 with a 4.45. Nice power back here. And then we also got Glenn Kranich. I think he is more of a defensive end. We would definitely move him to with 4.71 and 28 reps. Got another D end here with 4.76 and 37 reps at 6'7". So not bad talent there. The top tackle in the game, 37 reps, definitely a run blocker. We could move him to the right tackle. And the right tackle is pretty similar. The top corner is a man coverage corner with speed. Then we have a press cover guy here with not great speed, 4'5", 6'1". Our top safety is a 5'11", run support, 4'5'8". Don't know his coverage, but I mean, good prospect. We have another right tackle here, similar to the top two, left tackle and right tackle. Pretty much a power run blocker with some strength. The corners in this class just seem really slow. 4'7" with a 6'4", 265 defensive end here, mid-second rounder. Let's look at the top receivers. I mean, really, you're going to go with Schwartz as your number one, but he's kind of slow for being short. And then your next options are just a couple other short guys here. Short route running, with medium and catching with some speed, kind of like Cortez. Not as big on Floyd. Russ Little, I mean, yeah, he's okay. He's a little bit taller. And then, no, he's pretty much a tight end. And you really kind of fall off in talent. There is Reason Breland, who's not fast, but definitely a great route runner. Down here late in the 6th round, 4'47" with good short and catching and traffic and catching, so maybe we're going to try to get him in the 5th. Here is the left tackle class. I mean, you can find talent down here with Vobra. For the right tackles, you got a couple. These two pretty much just almost identical players. And then you have a weaker tackle down here. Still pretty weak tackle, so no one I would really consider drafting. Defensive ends seem kind of weak this year, so your best bet would be to take one of these top two guys here. Either one is a solid pick. It's really like you got a power rusher who's going to have elite strength and great power move, or you're going to have a finesse rusher who's just going to try to burn past everybody. Really not sure. They have another middle linebacker who is outstanding. Not sure where I'm going to go in this draft class. The safeties were a very weak class here. As you can find talent here in the 4th round, for sure. Still have 32 million cap space, but there's not any. It looks like Kirk Cousins is on the market. Anybody we need to pick up here is, what if we do a 1-year contract here for Big Ben? I'm not giving him any guaranteed. So we're gonna offer Big Ben here 50-point offer with no guaranteed. If he takes it, he takes it. If he don't, he don't. We can bring Tannehill back. Who wants to see Tannehill back here? I mean, Lindsey is a good running back, but I think we got better with Tree Cohen. I really like some of these running backs, just they're a little too much on the older side. Balaj still. Receiver would be the only place, but I'm not liking our receiver options. Tight end don't need. Left tackle, we sealed up our offensive line for at least a couple more years. I really don't think anybody on the D-line that can help us. Our linebackers are way better than these. Our corners are better than what's available. We picked up a safety, and we still got, I think Kemp played solid last year, so I'm not worried here. We're going to try to pick up Cam Chancellor as a backup linebacker, maybe. And that should be all the moves we're making. Looks like no one accepted any of our contracts, so we're just going to finish up some scouting. Looks like Big Ben joins the team. So, 3rd and 4th round picks for Zadarius Smith here. And it looks like the Cardinals are willing to give up their 2nd round pick for Zadarius Smith. We're going to do a quick free agency recap and then end this episode as Cam Chancellor did not sign with us. our signings, we got Tariq Cohen, so I think a very nice complimentary back with him and Derrick Henry. Trent Williams, very nice pickup to improve the offensive line. Andre Howe should help at safety a little bit. Njoku, I mean, we didn't need him, but we got him pretty cheaply. McDaniel would pick up a punter just because he has great kick power. Big Ben as a backup, we'll see how he does. And Taylor to help out the receiving core. So Phil Lindsay winds up going to the Jets. We now have to deal with Philip Rivers instead of Josh Allen. Xavier Woods goes to the Cowboys. Marlon Mack to the Texans. Kenny Still goes to the Cowboys. Kirk Cousins is now Steelers starting quarterback, it appears. They had like Drew Brees last year, and they just, I guess, moved on from. He very much retired and then moved on. Kerrigan to the Lions. Yonda to the Broncos. Jenkins stays with the Eagles. Barnett, now we have to deal with him also in Buffalo. Trubisky, maybe the new quarterback in Detroit. And now the Bears are looking for a quarterback. Fowler to the Giants. And I wanted Fowler, I just was not paying him that contract. Jonathan Jones to the Vikings. Dalton stays in Cincinnati. Vic Beasley goes to Tennessee. Noah Spence, Logan Ryan, Jordan Lewis. I get a punter, San Diego. So here's just kind of the rest of these guys. Robinson I was interested in, and the Buccaneers paid him nicely. Moncrief Evans. So just the other players going down the line. Looks like Tyrod Taylor and Ryan Tannehill are going to be battling for San Diego's starting QB spot. So some nice pickup here from some players, some questionable moves in other areas. I mean, I guess nothing like crazy that I can think of off the top of my head. A lot of players kind of moving around here, and some players not really moving around here. So nothing crazy like the big name players we all seen up at the top. These are just like role players, which we probably should have signed a little bit more, but we'll be alright. We got a few picks this year in the draft, and that's the end of it. So next episode we are going to get into the draft and see where we go, because I have no idea who I'm taking with our pick. Let's see what picks we have here. So for picks, we got the second pick, the 33rd, the 34th, and we also got the 51st. So 3 second-round picks, a third, 2 fourths, a fifth, and a sixth. Maybe we try to trade one of these second rounds up somewhere, in a couple of these up in the middle, and get a better player. But we'll have to see who's on the board and what we want. I think more of the talent is mid to late rounders. The first round, they're heavy up top with like quarterback and like defensive tackles and linebackers, which we don't really need a bunch of. We need more of like receivers and safeties and corners. I personally think so. Let's take a look. I mean, quarterbacks were fine. Like running back were great. We definitely need receivers. So we only have 3 on the roster currently. Tight end were fantastic, and if we get hard up, we can even move Michael Bush back to receiver, even though it does not suit him very well. Our right tackle, I'm not worried. We got 2 guards, 2 centers. We need a new backup left guard. One of these 2 are going to be starting at right tackle. We need a backup pass rusher here. We're fine here. We need probably better, just better backups on the D-line, better backup linebackers. Our cornerbacks are, like I said, fine. Could use a better free safety, but I think one of these two might move over, depending. And our kicker and 2 punters. So, thanks for watching, guys. Next episode, we are going to jump into the NFL draft and see what we can get going here. And hopefully, we can improve the team a lot more than what we already have. I think we have something great going into next season. So, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and we will see you guys next episode.